Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat, and today we're going to be checking out the new SJ-Cam SJ6 Legend action camera. So let's get started. Now, action cameras became popular mostly after the GoPro, and then a lot of companies started to get into them. Initially, mainstream companies like Sony, Panasonic, and some other companies including Nikon tried their hands at action cameras and failed miserably because more or less GoPro controls the majority market for action cameras. And that started to change when a lot of Chinese manufacturers started to get into the action camera business, with Xiaomi also launching an action camera. Now, the SJ-Cam company has been making action cameras for a while, and they are extremely popular in India, especially because of their pricing. So today we're checking out the SJ6 Legend 4K camera. Now, this in itself is a direct take on GoPro Hero cameras, and it looks exactly like that. It functions exactly like that. And let's see what all is inside the box. The first thing inside the box is the camera itself. It does come in a waterproof housing, which does have a rating of IP68. We're going to check this out in a bit. The next thing inside the box is a whole lot of accessories. So essentially, this camera comes with all sorts of mounts that you would require, including tripod mounts, bike mounts, rail mounts, a skeleton housing, and even replacement back door, which will allow you to use the touchscreen. You also get a whole lot of sticker mounts and helmet mounts in case you need those, because essentially when you buy a GoPro, you'll need to buy these mounts separately. With the SJ-Cam, all of these come inside the box. You also get a whole lot of documentation and a bunch of stickers. You also get a charging cable inside the box, and the battery is preloaded onto the camera. So if you open the bottom door, you can pull out the battery. If we talk a little bit about the specifications, the camera runs on a Novatech chipset and does have a CMOS sensor. The lens of the camera is called a 7G lens, so I'm guessing it's a 7 glass element lens, and Panasonic makes the sensor. So you do have some high-end equipment in this camera. The cost of the camera is about $150, and I'll drop links in the description below in case you're interested in buying them. So on the back of the camera is a 2-inch display. It does have a resolution of 320 by 240, so it's a low resolution, but it's only a 2-inch display, and it is a touchscreen display, and the overall operating system seems to be fast and responsive. The battery that I mentioned earlier is removable, and you can buy additional batteries for extended use, and the capacity is about 1000 milliamps, which should last you about somewhere less than 2 hours, so around 1 hour and 40 to 50 minutes. It also takes about 3 hours to fully charge up the battery inside the camera. Now let's talk about the resolutions. The camera records 1080p video at 30 and 60 frames per second. It also records 2K video at 30 frames per second and 4K video at 24 frames per second. If you want slow-mo, you can get 720p video at up to 120 frames per second, and you can slow it down to 30 frames per second to get really interesting 4 times less speed slow-mo video. The camera also has Wi-Fi, interestingly, and you can download an app onto iOS or Android and control the camera with the app, and mostly all functions can be controlled with the camera. Now, if you're planning to use this camera underwater and want to continue to use the touchscreen, it does come with a touchscreen back door for the underwater housing. So if you want to take it underwater and want to continue to use the touchscreen, then you'll need to put this housing cover back on it. There are interesting things inside the camera. You do have a drone mode, along with the ability to add an external microphone. The gyro stabilization inside the camera is pretty impressive. It's almost identical to what Google did with the Google Pixel and the Pixel XL in terms of video. So when you're walking around, it uses the gyro to crop into the frame a little bit and to give you less jerky video. And it seems to be working really well on this camera, at least on the screen. And this is what the video looks like. You also have a bunch of other modes, which is a time-lapse video mode. And then you have a photo-lapse mode, which is a time-lapse photography mode. And you also have a slow-mo and a burst mode. So you can click a bunch of shots in 16 megapixels and get a burst going. If you guys need a full review of this camera, do drop the comments in the comment section below, and we'll get a full review going for you guys. If you have any other questions or requests, do drop them in the comment section below as well. You can check us out on iGyan.in, catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. As I said, links to buy the camera are in the description below. If you haven't already, guys, get yourself an iGyan t-shirt. I'll drop links to those also in the description below. This is me, Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.